And the band is back together. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Hell yeah, we're here.
We're all alive.
Oh, I stole Jamie's. I stole Jamie's spot. I'm the second one up in this motherfucker.
I got bumped.
Moving on up.
Yeah.
That's right. And then luckily everybody is alive too, right,
Yes.
Pondo?
Hey, I am in live and living color from Jeffersonville Library. Let's get this shit going.
So I don't know.
Too cheap to be on my own internet.
I don't know if everybody knows, but Pondo, I'm wondering if, in case some people don't know, like Joe, me, and Rob, we've all been very concerned about you because you kind of had something really crazy happen WrestleMania weekend. If you could kind of let people know what happened. Some people might not know.
Oh, look at this. Someone says, sweet, I was just bored out of my mind sitting here at work. Well, look at this. Now they have entertainment. Except what I need you to do is log back out of the feed for a second and click the little link above it, and it'll let Facebook use your name and stuff so we know who you are.
But they might get in trouble at work, though.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Never mind. So, yeah.
You just tell your boss to talk to me. I'll get you out of it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah. After this little story, your boss doesn't stand a chance.
I'll tell you what, Jamie. Why don't you, or Rob or somebody, I think you guys brought up some videos of it.
Are we going to show the video? Is everybody ready for that?
Here we go.
Okay. That's holy.
You guys, because it.
Ouch.
So, Matthew Justice, he's like the balcony guy, and he found that balcony. I was like, damn it, he found a balcony. But anyway, so he found that balcony, and he asked me if he could. They didn't have any tables, but they had doors and barrels. So he asked me if he could put one of those doors on the barrels and jump off that second-story balcony and put me to the table. And that's his thing, right? That's his gimmick. He's the balcony guy right now. So I was like, yeah, okay, no problem. Well, when he put the barrels down, he had the barrels too close to each other underneath. If you can, after I'm done telling this, if you can replay it again. One barrel was underneath the back of my knees. The other barrel was underneath the back of my head. Instead of being all the way extended out, to where I could just went through the middle of the tape of the door. So not only that, his right knee came straight down on my ribs. So on impact, I knew something was wrong. And so I couldn't breathe that well. And I was appreciative of Brett Lauderdale and Alex Colon and GCW, who brought me in and let me wrestle for them WrestleMania weekend. So I did not lay down for it. And you'll understand how stupid of me that was here in a minute. But so I knew something was wrong, but I got in the ring and I finished the match for another 6 or 7 minutes. Swinging a sledgehammer and a stop sign, and I gave him a Death Valley driver over the top rope and all that shit. And then after the match, the ref went to lift my hand, to show that I was the winner. And when he did, halfway up, something was wrong. My breath left me, and I collapsed my arm back down on my side. And I said, you're going to have to go to the other side. So he lifted my right arm to show everybody I won. And then I walked straight to the back. And there was a lot of fans wanting pictures with me and wanting autographs. And I know I seem like the biggest dick in the world, but maybe this will help some people understand. All I wanted to do was get in the back and sit in a chair and evaluate my situation. So I did that, and I started feeling a little better. So it took me about an hour and a half to conjure up all my clothes. and get them in my wrestling bag. And then I went to try to pick up the sledgehammer to take it to the car. And the minute I put a little weight on my body, something was shutting down, was like messing me up. My buddy Terry Harper was there at the match with me. So Mickey Knuckles and my buddy Taylor, they all loaded my stuff up in the car. So I drove from Tampa, Florida to Groveland, Florida. And on my way to Groveland, I don't know, I was sitting in my passenger seat and something settled. So I didn't feel all that bad. So there's a barbecue restaurant in Florida that I love a lot. It's called Sonny's Barbecue. And I was going to leave the next day. So I told him, because I felt a lot better, I was like, let's just go to Sonny's and eat, and then we'll go to my parents' house. So we got in the driveway of Sonny's, and he ran in to see how long the wait was while I was getting out of the car very slowly. But that was it then. As soon as I got out of the car and stood up, my breath was leaving me, and my brain was telling me there's something really wrong. So instead of going to the hospital, I went to my parents' house where I could lay down and maybe recoup or I've done some terrible shit to my body in 31 years. So I thought I'd be able to come across this as well. So my mom has one of those, it's called cotton top mattresses. The minute I laid down on that and my body like bent all different ways, it was 5 seconds of breath, 5 seconds of trying to catch your breath, then a little bit of breath, and 5 seconds of it was just going in stages of terrible shit. So I called my mom upstairs and I told her, I said, I gotta go to the hospital, something's wrong. And I never say that. So my buddy Terry and my mom, because I never tell my mom when I'm hurt. So my mom knew, okay, there's something going on. So she took me to the nearest hospital. And of course they wanted me to stand up to sign in my information. I'm like, look, you're going to have to bring that shit over to that chair right over there. I can't stand up. And my mom gave them the information and all that. And they're taking my blood pressure and all that. And they got me back into a room. So the CAT scan thing or the MRI thing where you lay down, where the Exorcist girl, Reagan, was inside that thing, one of those. And so when they laid me flat, they're trying to move me back into that thing, and I'm telling them, I can't breathe. You guys got to get me out of this thing. So they brought me back out of it and asked me if I was claustrophobic, and I said no, but you guys are laying me flat, and the way you guys are laying me, I can't breathe. So they took me back into my room, put an IV in my arm, and they said, we're going to give you painkillers. I never had painkillers, and I told them, nah, I really don't want that. And my mom and my buddy was like, Pondo, your color is off. You better let them get these painkillers in you. So they gave me morphine. It was like the first time I ever had morphine. Holy
That's good stuff.
Shit, I'm a fucking fan. I'm a fan, man.
Me too.
So she that IV in my arm, she put this syringe things in there and pushed it. And I don't know, man. I can't even explain what my body was doing, but it's like every bump that I took for 31 years looked at me and said, it's about time you fuck with this shit, right? So then they laid me back down on that thing and ran me through and all this and picked me up and put me in a chair and then put a thing behind me, x-ray board behind my back, and took an x-ray that way. And within looking at it for 30 seconds.
Here's the x-ray.
Yeah, there you go. If you can see on the one side that doesn't have a circle, you see the white lines all the way across. Well, on this side in the circle, that's the iodine. They put iodine, and you see how one of the ribs are pointing straight down, and another one has a break in it right there.
Yes, that's not what they're supposed to do.
They're not supposed to look like that.
Right. So once they looked at that, 10, 20 seconds, they're like, Mr. Kennedy, we need to get you back into your room right now. We're going to have to do emergency surgery. Well, I had that morphine in me. They could have said, Mr. Kennedy, we're going to cut your fucking head off. And I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it. So anyway, they get me back in my room, and they rush my mom and my buddy out of the room, and they cut a hole from underneath my armpit over into my chest, and I had punctured 2 ribs. No, I'm sorry. I broke 2 ribs, and one of them punctured my lung and made my lung collapse. And that's where laying flat, it was squeezing my lung together. So I will say this, the doctor said that I probably got one of the highest pain tolerance he ever saw. Like he said,
Imagine that.
Yeah. Well, this was before he knew that I was a wrestler or anything, but he was just amazed that all this was going on. So the minute that tube got inside there, I could hear the air escaping, and then blood started coming out of the little hole. So
so you weren't fully
they
out?
told me if I'd have waited. I'm sorry?
You weren't fully out? Like put out? You were.
I wasn't out at all. No, they asked me.
Okay.
They asked me if I wanted to be out or awake. Well, shit, I ain't never had surgery before. I want to see it. So I said, I said, nah, you can keep me awake. And he goes,
Very
well,
on
we're
brand.
going to have to give you. Yeah, he's like, we're going to have to give you a shot of Novocaine for that. And I said, shit, give me 10 more things of them morphines. But let's party up in this bitch. So anyway, they did that, and they ran that through, and I mean, the stream of air that was coming through that little tube sounded like a tire. You know, when you get a puncture in your tire, and then it would be a little bit of air, and then blood would seep out. A little bit of air, and then blood would seep out. The guy told me, he's like, "You're lucky you came in, because if that lung would have filled all the way up, we might not see you tomorrow." So they got done with all that, and they left that tube in there, and they ambulanced me to Orlando to a trauma center where they could keep an eye on me for the next 3 days. So I knew that I was messed up and all that, but I could still walk around. I was still getting up out of one bed and getting into another just fine and all that. But I went to the bathroom, and the nurse came in, and she knocked on the door, like I need her to knock on the door while I'm going to the fucking bathroom. Thank you, ma'am. So then I got up and I went to the bed, and she was a Jamaican woman, and she was like, "Oh my God, you knocked it out. It's out. And she's freaking out, right? Well, I had an IV in my arm. I thought she was talking about that. And then they opened the bathroom door. Somehow I had knocked that tube out of my chest.
Ooh.
I don't know how. And yeah. So they were amazed that I did not feel that tube come out of my chest. Well, the wonders of morphine. Thank you so much. But so
that's exactly what.
So I guess that's what it was. It was either morphine or retardation. So you be the judge. So I knocked that tube out, and so they were concerned. They called the doctor and said, "Hey, we might need to do another emergency surgery. He's knocked his tube out." So first they was asking me if I had grabbed it and pulled it out. And I'm like, no, I'm not a fucking moron. I'm not, but they say that happens all the time. Like people grab their things and pull them out all the time. I'm like, no, that's not what happened here. So they gave me another x-ray and they came back in and, they was acting like this was something that was going to have to be done like right now, right here. And they came in, they was just casually like giving me my food and shit like that. I said, am I not having surgery? And they said, well, we can't explain this to you. Your doctor's going to have to explain this to you in the morning. But no, you're not going to have more surgery. So I was like, okay. So I called my mom on the cell phone and I told her what all happened. Of course, she's flipping the fuck out. And she wants to come down there and say, hey, you need to give him this surgery back. So the doctor does come in the morning and he's got his hand on his chin like this. And he introduces himself and I introduce myself and he says, I don't know how this happened, but when you knocked your tube out, somehow your lung is already healed to the point that you can go home tomorrow or you can go home today.
Freaking Wolverine.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
human?
So he started asking me my history. He's like, do you smoke? And I said, no. He said, do you drink? I said, no. He says, do you do any recreational drugs whatsoever? I said, no. I normally don't even take an aspirin if I don't have to. He's like, you are very lucky because somehow your lung is expanded to the point of what we needed it to be in 3 days. Wow. So, hey, retardation ain't helped out anybody in life more than it has me. So here I am.
You're a superhero.
Wow.
So then, the next day, my mom and dad came and picked me up, and I went to their house and chilled out for about 4 or 5 days. My buddy that I kept telling you about, Terry Harper, he was flying from Florida to some baseball games in LA, and he wasn't going to go to them so he could get me home. And I said, no, man, go do your games. He went and did his games, and then he came back and drove me home. And here I am today in the glorious library because I don't want to pay for my own fucking internet. And here we are. Figure Gore.
Nice.
So what do you have to do for recovery?
What's that?
What's required for recovery? Like you have to not wrestle and stuff like that. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. Time. They said the only thing with this is time. They said don't be driving in 2 weeks, but they didn't know that I was a computer dumbass that wouldn't be able to get on my responsibilities of the Figure Gore podcast. So I drove to the library, but he said that the ribs, there's not a damn thing you can do for ribs. They just have to heal themselves, which I guess in that surgery, they did put the one back to where it needs to go to connect to the other one to heal. Otherwise, it would have healed straight up and down. So that's a thing. And I don't know. I'm not too hospital worthy because I never think about this. 31 years in professional wrestling, and Joe will respect this more than you two. The shit that I've done to my body, and this is the first time that I've spent the night in the hospital. That has to say something, right?
With your matches, that's incredible. Yeah.
And not only that, going back to the ring and doing another 6 or 7 minutes.
And you won.
Wondering if what's that?
And you won the match too.
And I won the match. Yeah, hell yeah. But
I'm not condoning that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try that at home. Wow.
No, go ahead and try that at home. It's cool.
And the fact that you picked up over 200 pounds in a fireman carry as well. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. he's a pretty big boy, but if you want to play that video again, Robert, and this time look underneath the door where the barrels are, and you'll see how close the barrel is.
Okay, I thought that was a table.
The back of my knees to my head.
Oh, that was the one thing I noticed. That barrel's like halfway under your back, too.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go. Here it is.
We're going to see it again. Okay.
The impact on the head too.
Yeah. Does your neck did you have anything to your neck?
No. The only problem was that rib problem. That was about it.
Well, that's because by the time you hit the floor, it had already healed.
Yeah.
Well, yes, the superpowers, yes. So you don't have to have any further surgery because that tube's out, so you don't need to have anything else done surgically?
I have stitches that I have to do. But I think I got a friend that could get those out without having to go back to the hospital.
Hondo.
I think she's a nurse. She's a nurse.
Oh, well, maybe confirm she's a nurse first.
No pliers, you know?
Yeah.
Nurse Mickey Knuckles. Nurse Mickey Knuckles is going to help me get them damn things out.
That was as soon as you said I got a friend that can do it. I picture somebody in shorts and a mask, coming up with a stop sign. Going, what do you need?
Back
a
alley,
bottle of alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Yeah.
It's totally safe.
There's this dude that lives under my porch named Ron. Said he'd help me out with that for a bottle of liquor.
There you go.
Hey, but let's give it up for Jamie and Joe Tong. Check out Jamie's shirt.
Right?
Yep.
If you can't quite see it,
there we go.
Like
there.
I also have one that's the same as Pondo's wearing, but it's currently in the laundry. But he's got the Madman shirt in there too.
And where was it? Right there. That's
Looks
where you
good.
can get it.
Yeah. Deathmatch.
Yeah, that guy is now Deathmatch Worldwide. They are accepting donations, and they've sold 22 shirts of mine since this happened, and they're gonna donate all that to me to help me out because I'm down for. I'm supposed to be down for 12 weeks, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe a little less. But
he's got to get that bottle of liquor for Ron under his porch to help him.
Ron's a big help.
We have that info on the Bigger Gore Facebook page too, if people are interested. And I'll reshare it again so it's close to the top of the page, but we have about the fundraisers on there too.
Perfect. So, yeah, well, nothing I've done can compare to that.
Yeah, my WrestleMania weekend was very quiet.
Well, not only that, so Friday at midnight, I wrestled this guy, Casanova Valentine.
Okay.
And he busted a beer bottle over my head, and he had a garden weasel. Do you know what a garden weasel is?
I sadly do.
I don't.
I'll pull up a picture.
Okay.
That thing
something
sucks.
dirty. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
No.
No.
See, you are tainted, Jamie, with your dirty mind.
Look who I'm around.
You want everything to be the dick of death now. What's wrong with you?
But we're not showing a picture of the dick of death.
You should have never opened that box.
There is a video of the dick of death.
Of course, it's. Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was called, but I know what that is. Yeah.
That's
Pondo,
Yeah,
that should not be used except for gardening. No.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. He was running that thing up my back and my stomach. And
So that was the day before the balcony incident.
midnight, yeah, that was midnight. We had beer bottle glass on our fists. It's called Taipei Death Match.
Oh yeah, I've
And
heard
then
of those.
the Yeah. Then the next day at noon, I did a show. This is the title of the show. I'm not making this up. It's called Once Upon a Time We Went Over the Budget. And I wrestled a guy named Zachary Monstar on that. And then I did the Planet Death with Matthew Justice. And then sat around my parents' house, but it was cool. I got to spend more time with my granddaughter and with my family all together. My grandpa's there and everything, so it wasn't really that bad a time. I had a good time. I mean, screw them ribs.
Xavier kind of posted in and said, "Glad to see Figure Gore is back." And darn it, Pondo, don't be scaring us like that.
Yes, you tell him, Javier.
Of all the times that I should have been scared, I'm glad this is the one time I was like, yeah, I need to go to the hospital.
I'm glad you went. Yes,
otherwise,
that's the decision.
Otherwise, you guys would be replacing me with Ron under my porch on the Figure podcast.
Or JT Cruz. Maybe we could have got him. No. Everybody
That'd be a little difficult.
Everybody would have laughed.
That'd be difficult to do.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, me neither.
I saw a picture of him. Was he not legit? Too legit to quit? Too legit to quit?
So Pondo is referring to,
Really
we have an
hair.
infamous group chat, and Joe shared a picture, and Pondo immediately made fun of him. It wasn't that bad of a photo. Yes, you did. You were
I'm making fun of somebody telling them they're too legit to quit. I want everybody to tell me I'm too legit to quit.
You should already know that.
Hey, I guess you guys still did not get a chance to watch King Kong versus Godzilla. Godzilla versus Kong, sorry.
No, I have not watched, but I know you were really giddy about it, and before you got hurt, you got to watch it, so we're all ears if you want to talk about it.
Twice.
Of course you did.
I saw it at 2 o'clock.
Did you see that, Pondo?
I saw it at 2 o'clock on the day that it came out, and then I wrestled in West Virginia, and my buddy, he's the manager of a movie theater. So I was the only one in the theater and got to watch Godzilla versus Kong. No interruptions from nobody.
That's the best way to watch it.
That is the best way.
Some things I was right, some things I was wrong. But this is going to be spoilers for anybody out there who hasn't seen the movie yet.
Yeah, but you called the main plot, though, basically.
Yes, Rob, Joe, and Jamie says that they don't care. Whether I ruin things or not. Spoiler alert. That's right. So I was totally right that King Kong and Godzilla teamed up and beat up Mechagodzilla. I was totally right on that one. I was wrong
all over again.
Right. I was wrong on I thought it was Rodan. It wasn't Rodan. It was some bat off the top of a cave that swooped down. They got me on that. Can't remember what else I was right about, but man, what a fun movie all the way through. I thought it was great. Of course, as a child, my mom even talked to me about this. Every time Godzilla versus King Kong would come on as a child, it was like I was front and center on that TV. So she was so happy that they made one now, just to update it and all that. But such a fun movie all the way through. And if you guys are Godzilla fans, you'll realize Godzilla movies don't have a lot of Godzilla in it.
No, they don't.
But this one's full of fights, full of cool shit all the way through. That's why kids even like it. Kids usually. I'll tell you guys a story. This is I might have already told you guys this, but you three know that I've wrestled in Japan a lot, and we got off the bus about 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, I had slept all the way there, so I wasn't tired. So I'm walking around this town in Sapporo, and I look up on the marquee of a movie theater, and it's Ghidorah, which is Godzilla in Japan. That's what they call him, Ghidorah, right? So I know at 11 a.m. there's a matinee of a Godzilla movie gonna happen, and I don't have to be anywhere till like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or something like that. So
perfect timing.
I went to a matinee in Japan of this Godzilla movie. So I'm sitting there, and first thing I did when I got in, I don't drink beer, but it was like a Pulp Fiction moment. You could order a beer in the movie theater. So I thought, hell yeah, I'm going to drink a beer and watch a Godzilla movie in the movie theater. Well, it went from the beer to they had like these little punch cards where you could hold these, put a piece of cardboard underneath these figures and they would stand up. And they wouldn't give me one for shit because I was an adult. So I probably should have waited to buy the beer before I got the punch card. But anyway, I go and I sit in the back row middle because that's the best seat in the theater.
Yep.
And I don't know where all these kids' parents was, but the theater fills up with nothing but children.
And Pondo.
A whole bunch of Japanese kids, right? And me. I can't understand a damn word none of them saying. I can't understand what the screen is saying. But I had already seen the movie. It was the one with Destroya, where a whole bunch of radiation gets inside Godzilla, and then he melts. You guys all familiar with that movie?
I do remember exactly.
Yeah, the radiation all gets inside of Godzilla, and he's melting, and all these Japanese kids are crying and turning around and looking at the only adult in the movie theater. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys want me to fucking do. I mean, I can't help you, you know, but legit.
Why don't you all run out there and give me one of those stand-up?
What's that?
That's what you got to send them all back out there to get you one of those little cardboard things.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Well,
give them all a beer.
Cool thing. So many of them. So that was the cool thing. So many of them kids, when they left the theater, left their little punch cards there. So then I had 3 or 4 by the time I left. So fuck that movie theater.
Nice.
While we're talking about Japan, I just I had a couple questions for you about Japan, Pondo, because I've been watching this. I don't know if you guys can see. This is a DVD set, America's Danger Man, the Madman Pondo story. This is from Smart Mark Video, and it's 3 discs. But the first 2 discs I've got through, those are Pondo doing an interview. I haven't got disc 3 is the matches, and I haven't gotten to those yet. But you've gone to Japan over 40 times. That's incredible. How many times have you gone?
43, yeah.
43.
I was supposed to go back. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No. You said you're supposed to go back?
Yeah, I went to Japan. I went to Japan 43 times, and then I was supposed to go 44, but then COVID hit. So until the borders are open again, I can't go back, but I'm hoping to.
And you don't drink, but in Japan, for a time, there was a beer named after you.
Yep.
You gotta tell
MMP beer. Yep.
Yeah.
I went ahead and drank one, and they might as well put a bucket underneath a goat, filled it in a bottle, because it tasted terrible. It was the worst shit ever, but had my name on it. So
yeah,
my mom still has a bottle, and there's still some bottles floating around. But I've autographed a few of those bottles. But yeah, I'm not a beer drinker, but it's kind of cool that you got your own beer about you.
And maybe this is a question Joe can help you with, because I'm still kind of dipping my toe into death matches, but I was wondering if you guys could tell me the difference between American death matches and Japanese death matches.
I would say there is no difference anymore.
Okay.
here's the difference of okay, so when Japan was really hot and a few territories here in America, there was an Abdullah the Butcher, there was a Terry Funk, there was an Iron Sheik. I'm sorry, the original Sheik. You know, guys that would, if you went to watch them and their matches, you knew you was going to see a bloody match. So they were considered bleeders. That's what they were called, bleeders. And they used to get hated on for being bleeders. But people paid to see bleeders, so they would, you know, they'd still make it on cards. Now, with guys landing in barbed wire and fluorescent light tubes and stuff like that, now they are called deathmatch workers. So back in the day, those guys got blamed for being bleeders. Now we get hated on for being deathmatch workers. That's about the difference, I would say. Don't you, Joe?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Are they more extreme at all? Sorry, Joe, I interrupted.
I'm sorry.
A lot of the a lot of the Eastern stuff gets brought over to the West from like videos like Mr. Pogo and Matsunaga, stuff like that, and then it just blows up from there, really.
I guess I was just wondering if Japanese death matches were more extreme, or like about the level of violence. Is that pretty similar to what's happening in America? Because I have not having been to Japan and not knowing enough about Japanese death matches.
Well,
it's basically
the first death matches came out of Puerto Rico from a guy named Victor Quinones. He's the one that talked guys into doing death matches.
Okay.
And then Victor Quinones went to Japan to a company called FMW, which got followed by a company called Wing, and so more of your videotapes were the Japanese death matches, but they started in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
But over the years, things have gotten so violent in death matches that we just have to keep stepping up. You know, who would have thought? Remember when I had the porcupine skewers coming out of my head?
It still haunts me.
Yeah, who would have ever thought that would be a thing? But that's evolution of death matches. Kenzans, which are to hold up hold up flowers inside vases, are now getting shoved into people's heads. You know, it's the evolve of death matches are just getting more and more crazy. So here we are.
And that's what scares me.
And here I am, 51, trying to keep up with these motherfuckers, and it's harder and harder to do every year. But
that's what I mean. You've got 31 years pacing yourself so nicely, and now you've smashed a couple ribs and punctured a lung. So your next match, what are your plans?
No balconies.
No balconies.
No balconies. We're saying no. June 24th, Anna Fight Underground in Anna, Illinois, for my birthday. It's called Madman Pondo's Bloody Birthday Celebration. We're going to have me versus Slack. Because right now I think Slack is the #1 deathmatch guy in America. Is that a good idea?
Just
I mean, is my whole job title a good idea?
Yeah. I can think of better ways to celebrate your birthday.
Does wearing glasses that you can take off and flick your cigarettes in, is that a good idea? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know.
We just worry about you.
Where in the hell did you buy them damn things?
What? I love these.
Yeah?
My husband hates them, so if you don't like them, it's okay. I'm used to people not liking them. He thinks I look like the lady on The Incredibles. The fashion design. Joe knows.
Darling.
Yes. Actually, yeah. Now that you've mentioned it, I can't unsee that.
Way to go.
No, that's my husband's gift to the show. There you go.
That is awesome.
I'm so sorry that I forgot my my notes. I just rushed right out of the car, but since I was home, I had my notes to continue the Shark Exorcist.
Oh yeah, Joe, you
missed
it,
the
Joe. First part of that.
Yeah,
that was part one.
Joe. It was something.
Oh, yeah.
And I just sent you guys. They're making the Bigfoot Exorcist.
That's what I wanted to ask. Yeah, because you found out they're going to make more. They're like, we got to have an exorcist involved in everything.
I guess so. I mean, what are they going to have, the birch tree exorcist? I mean, they're going to run out of ideas pretty soon.
The Pondo exorcist, I suggested.
I wouldn't suggest that one. That ain't happening. I'll be kicking me an exorcist's ass.
Pondo will be jumping off the balcony.
So you got to make sure you catch up on the last episode. So that way for the next one, because the next one will be part 2.
Yes. Definitely. We will get back to Shark Exorcist for those patiently waiting. Yes. Yeah. But Pondo, you were also involved in an episode of Botch Mania that we were all giggling about. Yeah. So you got to tell us how that happened and how you filmed that and all the details.
I'm like the biggest fan of Botch Mania.
Are you?
And I went to an empty arena match, and the promoter that day said, "Pondo, feel free to get in there and hit anybody with the stop sign that you want. You know, I mean, we would love to have you on our videos." So the minute he said that, brain starts working, and I'm like, you know what? With all these wrestlers here, and Akira was there, I knew that I could hit him with the stop sign. I was like, yeah, I'm going to make this video for Botchamania, right? So, and then I didn't know how to get it to Botchamania. So I put a thing on my Facebook, and this dude, Matthew, replied and said, hey, I heard you was looking for Botchamania. What can I help you with? And I was like, well, I made this video. I wanted them to look at it, see if they thought it was any good. I sent them the video, and capital letters, "That's great, mate." So then they asked if they could put it on the very next one. I said, please put it on the very next one. The guy who ran Botchamania that I was sending the videos, we know now, but I didn't know that he was the manager or the owner of Botchamania, and he didn't know that I was Madman Pondo. But then when we figured it out, we was each other's fans so big, we was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. So yeah, I had been on Botchamania a bunch, but this is the first time that I tried to be on Botchamania, and here I am. I'm on
as the
opening of episode 432. I was so Jamie, I know Joe and Robert probably got it, but did you get the joke with the whole smacking my leg?
Yeah, because Vince McMahon put up a sign or something that they're not supposed to be hitting their legs.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
It.
Oh no, that's why I laughed at it. I thought it was. We talked about this in the group chat for the viewers, just so they know. But I was laughing so hard at the thigh slap.
The library's still open. The library's still open, and people are still.
Oh, are we gonna watch it?
This is it without sound, so we can talk over it. But
there comes sneaky Akira. Yeah, we don't have the sound, but. Oh.
The stop sign.
And here comes the thigh slap. So subtle. So subtle.
That's beautiful.
Do you guys think it's okay to laugh at botches? That was something I was thinking about when I was watching it. Because sometimes I find if a botch looks like somebody got hurt, I'm like, oh, like I'm cringing. But I'm wondering, like, is it okay to laugh? Like, especially if nobody got hurt, is it okay to laugh at botches? What do you guys think?
Maybe not to their face.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, if you laugh in their face, that might be a little cruel, but
yeah. They might break my glasses.
I'm a firm believer. If something is funny, laugh.
Yeah.
Right? Even the worst situations. laughter is so much better than anger or fear or any other adjective you can give yourself. I would say laugh if you can. So if people laugh at my shit, I don't get offended. I'm happy that I made somebody smile that day.
That's the best way to be.
This one dude, I don't know if you guys saw it. He jumped up on the corner, but then he span around in midair.
Is that
In
from
that
the
video?
You there with me? Nah, it wasn't on Botchamania, but
Okay.
Chris Jericho gave this kid like $5,000. But anyway,
Oh.
when he span around, both his knees went behind
yeah.
him.
Yes, he jumped off the ropes into the ring. Yeah.
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 Well,
That's
I made a meme. I made a
yeah.
meme of that, and then put Shinsuke Nakamura underneath it, where he leans down like that on the ropes. See, JD,
Yeah.
why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
You're a
'Cause
terrible
it's funny.
person.
I mean, let's all go to hell together. At least we'll
We're all
all
going
be
to
there.
be there.
You know?
Yeah. With
Sorry,
4
we're
chairs
carpool.
reserved, I'm sure.
We'll carpool. It's awesome.
We have a carpool. The original clip of that is really, if people seek it, it's really hard to watch because it's like his knees bend backward. It's, yeah.
Oh,
we lost Pondo.
We said,
Pondo.
He's already, he's getting a head
Apparently
start.
the
Going to
library
hell,
closed.
apparently.
he loves technology.
It looked like it looked like he was adjusting in his seat. So, dude,
Oh, he's back.
No, we switched spots.
Back.
Oh, move.
That's one.
I keep getting,
That's one.
I'm dizzy.
it's like the Brady Bunch thing going
Yes.
on.
it's my Rubik's cube. I can.
Right.
There we go.
Oh, hey, Rob.
So funny. I'm getting dizzy, Rob. Quit it.
Okay. I'll leave everybody where they are.
So I was wondering too, with Rob and Joe, what you think about, is it okay to laugh at botches? Like wrestling botches?
Well, I don't know about okay, but I'm with Pondo. If it's part of a show, it's out there. So
Yeah.
all you can do is embrace it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. It's the biggest one of them all, Shockmaster. He has embraced that completely.
Shockmaster. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that he's embraced
Hell
it.
yeah.
He has such a sense of humor about it because that's all you can do. Or like Titus O'Neil when he went under the ring. Titus World Slide. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, you have, because in the what else are you going to do with it? Yeah, you have to. I'm sure it was embarrassing, but
Exactly. You gotta
Keep going.
own it and then just revel in it.
Right.
And that's what I'm all about, man. I just want everybody to have a good time. And some people like my comedy, some people don't. The people who don't like my comedy probably needs to stay away from me. And the others are cool, The others are totally correct in life.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Ron. Ron showed up at the library.
I'm here to help with your stitches.
I heard you need some medical money.
You don't even have any
Medical
liquor.
experiment.
He's waiting.
He's like, "Where's that bottle of liquor?"
We do not advise people to do surgeries at their own home.
That's right. Go to someone else's.
Or that, yes.
No,
gets
we
us-
totally advise it. We not only advise it, we endorse it. Yeah, please take your own stitches out at home.
Pondo, when you
Why
had,
go to a hospital?
well, preferable to me, they have morphine there.
Oh,
So, I don't know. The first time I had morphine, I had a really bad migraine and they gave me morphine and I turned to my husband and I said, whatever they gave me, steal some. Take some home. He's like, well, I don't think we're allowed to. I'm like, it's so good. It's just, not that I'm condoning stealing, but I actually
They
tried
gave
to.
you morphine for a headache?
I had a very bad migraine. It had gone on for several days, and I went into the hospital, and then they were like, "We'll give you migraine." And then when I tried to convince my husband, because you're kind of loopy after you have some too, and it's like, you should take some of this, bring some home. Like, it was so good. And then I hadn't slept, and I just felt all warm and went to sleep. It was just beautiful.
look at that.
God bless. The medical profession, yeah.
Right.
Robert, did you ever talk to your Harley Quinn, Mrs. Santa, about that second movie? If there was a place where I could watch that?
Oh, Selah. I have to confess, I completely forgot. I will message her right now.
Well, you ain't got to do it now that we're on the show.
Well, no, this
None
way
of us know what he's talking about.
This way, everybody knows exactly what I'm doing. I maybe harass her and see if she'll come on here.
Oh, hell yeah, that'd be awesome. You need to get your other friend on here, Rochelle.
Is that the one from The Crow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can ask her. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to watch that again.
Big League is hanging out with Sid Vicious all the time.
He's big time in us.
What? I gotta be honest. I've spoken very little to Sid for the past about 4 weeks. He's got a project on the go, and he is head first into it. So can't say a whole lot about it yet, but he's got his nose to the grindstone, and that I'm not bugging him until he's done. So
wow.
I'm down here with the peasants, just like you guys.
I was curious if anybody's watched any horror lately, because I know Pondo was very excited about the King Kong and Godzilla. Just wondering if Joe, Rob, anything that's been on your radar?
Not much.
Sadly, no. I haven't had a chance. I have a virtual convention coming up this weekend, so I've been talking and booking and scheduling, and so yeah, I haven't even had a chance to breathe, let alone watch anything.
Yeah,
our show is so exciting.
We are. Well, I have more Pondo questions I can ask, because I've been mostly watching Pondo stuff. That DVD set has two 2-hour interviews, so I've had like 4 hours of Pondo stories coming into this.
Man, a lot of people can't take 4 minutes, so you're doing great.
Well, I broke it up into 2 days. I didn't do it all in one.
5-minute increment.
I will say, I went and saw Nobody.
Yeah.
With Better Call Saul guy. I can't remember his real name.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bill something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That movie from beginning to end is fucking good. You guys need to check that one out.
That one I want to see.
And there's a cut scene in the middle of the credits.
Oh, okay. I like those.
There's a cut scene in the middle of the credits. So hang out a little bit. Don't leave after the credits. But man, I saw that twice in the movie theater too, but I paid both times.
All right, you got me. Now I got to see that. Dang it.
I watched Freaky with Vince Vaughn. That's when he
was that good, man? I love that.
It was a little slow to start, and then I got into it. Yeah, Vince Vaughn and a teenage girl. I can't remember the actress's name, but she was on Big Little Lies, the TV series, and they switch bodies. So Vince Vaughn is a serial killer, and he switches with this teenage girl, and I was really impressed. Like, I didn't know what to make of it at first, but it really started revving up, and the kills are so good. There's some really good gore in there.
I wanted to see that one, and Promising Young Woman.
They learned.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
They learned from Happy Death Day that people don't want to see the knife in the air and then a scream. That people wanted to see the actual kill scenes. They learned from that. So that's why Freaky is that. But to me, the best part of Freaky, it was Vince Vaughn being a teenage girl, how good he did.
He did.
He did such a good job.
Just in the trailers. I love what he's done.
Well, and you're used to seeing him kind of one note with like a lot of his comedies, the same character in a lot of comedies he does. And this was just so different. And even when he's in his scenes when he's still the serial killer, when he hasn't swapped bodies yet, like he's pretty menacing. I was kind of like, he was very convincing as a killer. So no, I thought he did a great job. I got that movie from the library, Pondo. So.
Oh yeah.
Fun things at the library.
Sitting at my mom's house. And you guys can look at this and look at the covers. I haven't watched them yet, but there was one movie called The Five-Headed Shark. right?
Of course.
Five-headed shark attack.
This shark has 5 heads.
Of course it does.
I thought, there's no way they're going to be an involvement from that, right? I'll be damned if there's not a 6-headed shark movie as well.
Well, of course.
It's only natural.
And these guys, I mean, what the hell happened to sharks that they got so Hollywood famous that they're just going to keep on doing shit with the sharks?
Even Dolph has fought a shark in Shark Lake.
Yeah.
Sharks sell. That's what it is.
You said that wasn't very good, though, Jamie, though, right?
No, it wasn't very good. But I didn't have high hopes for it. I wanted the fight between Dolph and the shark to be longer. It just wasn't. But, I mean, you know, Dolph's kind of like the horror movie. You know, like, what's Dolph going to do next? And he hadn't fought a shark yet, so.
There you go.
Have Dolph fighting a shark.
Well, you know what? Let's prep next week or next time. Oh, there we go. I don't know who this is. Figure Gore is where it's at.
Probably the same guy at work.
Absolutely. Let's prep our next episode, because next episode we're going to finish part 2 of The Shark Exorcist. And that involves a very nasty shark.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
That's right. And when he sees you, it's game over. But
It's
in
game
this movie,
over.
there's the Ghost Whackers. Got to remember the Ghost Whackers. And this is where we left it.
That's right.
So
The best cameraman in the world. Remember the best cameraman?
Oh, yeah, the camera guy.
films everybody from behind. Just like that.
Just like Pondo's doing.
See, Pondo's practicing to be that cameraman.
Hell yeah. I
So
won't
Joey
lie
will
on
have
my
to catch-
application, though.
Look what Joe's got. He's got a puppy.
Oh, nice.
Very scary puppy.
I thought that was a Dalmatian for a second, but nope. Oh, and there's a visitor behind him, too.
Oh, is that little Joe?
Yeah, my son.
Come on.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on. And Pondo, thank you for sharing that story with us.
Thank you for still being alive,
Man,
Pondo.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome on that one.
You're the whole show.
Yeah, I wish I could have been a lot more entertaining, but you know, a hole in your chest, it brings you down a little bit. But my next one, I'll be the same good old Pondo, and we'll meet right back here at the fucking Jeffersonville Library.
There we go.
That's its official name.
So, on behalf of all of us here and JT Cruz, I would like to say thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see y'all later.
Bye, guys. Stay safe.